Swizz, is that you? Hi, everybody. You ready for some fetch? How's it going, everybody? Oh, congrats on the boyfriend virtual 5K training. That's awesome. Y'all ready? Hops is doing better. She's still a little bit sore, but much better. You know, like he doesn't need it, but it puts a handle on his back when he wears the shark thing, which makes him a lot easier to grab. Oh, can you guys see the video? Someone just commented that they can't see it. Swizz's anxiety is about the same as yesterday, which is good. That's an improvement from where it was. I think she's upstairs now. She was barking, and then I heard your dad, and now I don't see her anymore, so hopefully she's upstairs. Hi, can I have that ball? Okay. Yeah, it's a good night. How's it going, Chief Brody? You going in? Okay. A lot of mosquitoes out tonight, though. Say hi, Vink. Sizzle's shirt is a thunder shirt, which helps with anxiety because she's had a big spike in that for the last couple weeks, though. It's getting better now that we are trying to fix it. Vink, the internet loves you. Yeah, no, right? Me too. Much more anxious the last few weeks than normal. All right, hang on. I gotta get some bug spray. Sorry, this is like the least exciting part of the snaps. How's it going, my sweet angel boy? I know, I'm like half deet at this point. Oh yeah, that's our collection of coconuts from the tree, ready to be husked. Do you have Swizz up there? Okay, good. I thought I heard you get her. Hi, sweetie. You're so good. Y'all are cray. All right. So somebody asked, when we're not in quarantine, when would we usually flee? We were still planning to spend the summer down here, but we were supposed to be up there now. We were going to go up at the end of March and spend April and like the first half of May in DC. We were supposed to go to New Orleans last weekend for vacation, and then I was going to run the Boston Marathon and the London Marathon, and then go to graduation. But obviously that's all canceled, so we're staying down here until things are normal again, and then we'll probably go up to Maryland for like a month, whenever that is, June or July, and then we'll be back down here for the summer. All right, there's a boat coming, so we probably got one more before they get here. You ready? It's just, Chief Brody, what are you barking at? It's a good one tonight. Good sunset tonight. Pretty much everybody in our neighborhood has dogs. So you'll hear them barking on the snap sometimes, but I'd say 80% of the houses have dogs. Need a little more bug spray. Can you guys see the boat coming? I don't know. They're maybe hanging out. Hops, we got one more. Good job. Ready? They might bark a little bit at the boat. Hops doesn't care at all. She usually is standing out here when the boats come up. The boat looks like it's gonna stay over there, though. It's maybe docking or maybe they're fishing. Yeah, Swizz barks at everything. Can we get one more in before the sun goes down, Hop? Sorry, you're all big now. Okay. Let's get the very end of it there. Bye, son. Sorry, it's a little shaky. I keep swatting the mosquitoes. Guac is definitely the tallest dog, and Swizzle is the shortest. Chief Brody, I see you were rolling in the mud again. Huh. It is a life jacket, a shark life jacket that he's wearing. He doesn't need it because he's a great swimmer, but it helps. You know, the other dogs used to be sort of intimidated by him because he'd be really rambunctious when he'd play with them. But we've kind of trained him out of that, and he's learned to back off a bit. There, that's a good move there, Chief Brody. Oh, somebody asked about my outdoor shower. This is it. That pipe is not part of it. I just rescued that in the mangroves. Yeah, it's awesome. You can like take a shower. Like right there's where the Milky Way is. You can see the moon over there. It's very good. It makes me extremely happy. So, and I can get right in the elevator. It's like when we bought the house, I was like, oh, we could put in an outdoor shower, and like it was already there, like the plumbing and like the shower head and the faucets, and so I built the enclosure thing around it, but the shower part was just there, and we got to get rid of that pipe. But yeah, so you can see like I just kind of put a hole in the back of the shower enclosure and put it up there. It makes me so happy every day. You're much cleaner now. That's great. Where's the ball? Where did it go? Oh, I see it there. Okay, I'll get it. Hang on. Oh, no, you got it? Oh, the boat's coming. You gonna drop it? Good job. Hey. It makes him so happy. He loves putting it on. It is a life jacket, but he just likes to wear the costume. Vink, what are you doing? Normally they don't chase the boat, sorry. What are you doing? It makes him easier to pick out from the rest too. Vink, that was not your brightest thing. Vink's swimming into the motor of that boat, not the brightest dog. Yeah, Vonk, exactly. There's Swizz barking at the boat. Did you see Vank? She just swam up, chased the boat. They were going past and she like swam up behind it and they...
That's terrible?
Yeah, they kind of swerved out of the way.
There's a propeller back there, right?
Yeah, they were conscious of the propeller. Hey, Swizz! Swizz, come say hi.
The elevator down.
Okay. Hi, Swizz. We kind of always call her either Vink or Vink. Vink rhymes with more stuff than Vink does. But for some reason we started calling her Vonk, just because it seems to capture her derpiness. Yeah, it's like Vonk is like extra derpy. Very nice shake there, Hops. Who has the most floof? That's a good question. It's probably Vink, like she's the densest one. Hops has like the longest fur. And Chief Brody is like the curliest, but he doesn't have a lot of undercoat, I think, because his skin was infected for so much of his life that he lost a lot of that fur. So he's got like this really luxurious curly white fur, but it's not really dense. Yeah, we sing the guacamole, guacamole, guacamole. We sing that a lot in the house. Nobody has had a hot spot so far this year. We're doing good keeping them dry. Vonk, she doesn't know her name in any form, so she responds to it as much as everything else. A hot spot is when they get, like it's a patch of skin that gets raw, and then kind of like if you fall and like scrape your knee, it gets sort of like sticky as it's waiting to scab over. A hot spot gets like that. So it does actually feel hot. It's a patch of skin, and then it like the skin layer has come off and it's kind of sticky and gross, and they can be really painful and last a long time. So they tend to get them when like if they're wet a lot, they can form, or if they have allergies, or if they get like a little burr stuck on their fur and scratch it too much. And both Vink and Hops had really bad ones at some point last year, but they're doing okay this time. No, Vink, come here, Vink. Look how skinny she is. She's like totally at ideal weight. We actually increased her food. She's doing good. She weighs 59 now, which is like a perfect weight for her. Chief Brody does not have a song yet, and Guac doesn't really either. Like, we sing the guacamole song to him. We sing Macho Man by the Village People, but with Guaco Man. But their songs are kind of songs I make up, and he and Chief Brody don't have them yet. I think that's Swizz barking. Let's go see if we can find her. Yeah, we Guaco Man. I want to be with Guaco Man. Is that you barking, Chief Brody? Stop that. Okay. You ready? Oh, here he comes. He's galloping and everything. Give me that ball. Give me that ball. Give it to me. Give it to me. Oh, now I've caught you. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Oh, I got it. Yeah, I always win. Pretty much everybody responds to their name except for Vink. Swizzle will if she can hear it, but she's mostly deaf. Hopper's Rock is like right there, but it's high tide, so you can't see it, and it's doing good. I went to the post office today, so maybe one of the packages I got was from you. Was it for the collars? Chief Brody's story is that he's got a lot of really serious allergies, and he's 9, and his previous people have had him since he was a puppy, but they never managed them. So they gave him a lot of food that he was allergic to, and his skin was infected all the time. He scratched himself all the time. His ears were always infected. They had him in the cone of shame for like 5 years. So you can imagine how itchy he was, and then he wasn't able to scratch himself. Finally, they got tired of him, and they gave him up for adoption, and we got him. And so we just have him on like an allergy food and allergy shots, and that's it. And you would never know he had any allergies. So it would have been so easy for them to take care of it. They even got him allergy tested, and they just didn't want to be bothered to basically not give him the food that he needed. He's lost like 25 pounds since he came into rescue, and he's still kind of chubby. So they fed him a ton of stuff that he shouldn't have eaten, and it was like such a simple fix. He was miserable for so long, and now he's totally fine, like with just really simple care. So Texas Friend, thank you so much for the collars. They look like they're going to be awesome. They're still in my car because I went grocery shopping and then sanitized everything and haven't brought that box in yet. But they look like they're going to be great, and I will totally post a video of them. All right, status of Geodad's grass patch. How's your grass patch, Ingo? It's more of a dirt patch now. The jasmine plant, yeah, it's right here. It smells so good. Like every time we come down here, we can smell. The first batch of flowers is sort of dying now, but there's more coming out. It smells so good. And like that's just how it came. It hasn't even grown yet, so it was already pretty big. And so it's going to live in that pot. And if it gets bigger, we'll make it bigger. Guac. I know, the jasmine plant, like, we had one in Maryland once, and, like, I love them. They smell so good, and they're so pretty. And it's, like, the perfect jasmine memorial gift. Uh-oh. Vink, you're so fast. All right, we done? Good job. Yeah, Swizz is finally out. There she is. I don't think we'll plant any loofah in Florida, though I am using one of the loofahs that we grew in the shower now, so that's pretty cool. Can I have that ball? Give it to me. Oh. Yeah, Swizz is doing better the last few days. So I mentioned yesterday on the live stream, we put her in the Thunder shirt. We gave her an Adaptil collar, which is like a pheromone thing, and started her on melatonin and Xanax. Sorry, that was me winning the ball. And it has definitely helped. So she's getting better. You going in, Vonk? No? Yeah, that's true. Plus, if we grew loofah, we could like plant it on that fence, which I think is kind of ugly, and then get the whole fence covered with loofah plant. See, Hops wins the ball a lot of the time because Guac drops it like he just did, and then she'll get in there and get it. So she's not denied as much as you'd think.
Nobody wants that coconut, huh?
Which coconut? That thing? Right there? Is that a coconut? I thought it was a rock. Oh no, it's bouncing. That's a tiny coconut. You gonna get that, Hops? Hops is like, wait, I want the coconut.
Go get it, Hops.
She's like, it doesn't seem so tiny to me, Jen. Good job. Okay. Hops wanted the coconut, Ingo. Guac, your ball's over there. Hops, where's the ball? Over there. Get the ball. Get that ball. Like Vink is like, I see it. Who's a bigger ball fan, Hops or Guac? I don't even know. That's a good question. I think well, Guac carries it around the house more than Hops does, but in the water, they're about the same. Hops, bring me the ball. Come here. Yeah, Hopper's definitely feeling better. She's still a little sore on her leg with whatever happened. We don't know what, but it's better. She's about the same level of emo, but she's always been like that. What are you doing, Vink? So someone asked, do you worry about the pup drinking too much salt water? Usually they're pretty good about it, but Guac hasn't quite figured it out because last night we did all this fetch and then they had dinner, and then at like 10 p.m. he threw up all his dinner all over the rug, we think because he maybe swallowed too much salt water during this very vigorous game of fetch. So hopefully he'll learn. So updated birthdays, I should post them. We don't know Guac's birthday because he was just left at a shelter. So National Guacamole Day, I think, is September 16th. So we're going to use that as his birthday. Brody's birthday, I think, is in June. I'll post it. And then Swizzles, I don't remember when it is, but we do have it in her vet records someplace, I think. So we'll try to get that. It's a good reminder to post him. Yeah, I think that's right. That Swizz is in May. Hopper's is May 5th, and I think Swizz maybe is like the 21st or the 23rd. Brody doesn't really play fetch. He does like to walk in the water sometimes, but he doesn't fetch. Speak of the devil. You two coming in? Brody, I am his favorite. But among the dogs, who do you think is Chief Brody's favorite dog?
Oh. Brody stands alone.
Brody stands alone. Yeah, he kind of likes everybody. Cocktail of the... What?
Everybody loves Vink.
Yeah, that's true. Cocktail of the day is champagne. That's what we drank with dinner. I just ordered some liquor because I was afraid to go into the liquor store, and the place I ordered from had like really good champagne from the kind of places that we drink from. So I bought a bottle and we drank it tonight. Could you bring me that ball, please? Come here. Get the ball. We had, what did we have for dinner? So I just got an air fryer, like it literally arrived today. Like some people on Twitter finally convinced me to get one, so I made Brussels sprouts in the air fryer. And then last night I had tried to make patatas bravas, which is like this Spanish tapas dish, and it's like fried potato cubes with like a spicy tomato sauce and garlic aioli. And so I tried making garlic aioli for the first time yesterday, and I made it with olive oil, which you're not supposed to do, and it was super bitter, and so we had to throw it out. But I still had like the potatoes ready to be fried and the tomato sauce, so I made it tonight, and I got the right kind of oil at my big grocery outing, and the garlic aioli was delicious. And so the whole thing turned out really good. So that's what we had, Brussels sprouts and fried potatoes with a lot of garlic. Hops is not my frequent running pal anymore. Like her arthritis has really picked up like the last 6 months to a year. And so even when we walk, she doesn't even want to go a full mile anymore. So I'll sometimes take her out for a 1 mile run, but she can't even do like a 3 mile loop with me anymore. But Guac is surprisingly a great runner. Like he's really good on the leash, even though he's kind of chaotic otherwise. So my normal loop is 4.5 miles. There's like an abandoned loop road that I think at some point maybe they meant to be a subdivision or something, and it just never got developed, and now it's closed off. That's what we normally run. So that's like my regular, middle of the week when I go out to run, I run that 4.5 miles, and Guac does that with me. But now they've closed it off for the coronavirus, so I can't run there anymore. So for those of you who follow my running page, I decided to do this project where I'm going to run every road in all of the Keys. I think it's like probably 400 miles of streets, and I'm going to run all of them. So now I'm kind of driving around every day for my runs to go do new ones in different places. So I ran 10 miles today down on Big Coppet Key, which is like halfway between us and Key West. Yeah, Vink is actually a good runner. She can totally run like 3 miles with me. And so she doesn't always want to, but I'll take her out sometimes. And sometimes I'll like do shifts. So I'll take like 1 mile with Hops, and then I'll come get Vink and we'll do 3 miles, and I'll get Brody and we'll do 4 miles. And so I can put together a long run for myself that way without taking anybody too far. Oh my gosh, the mailbox content is going to be so killer because I'm literally running every street. So I'm going to see every mailbox in the Keys. And it's like if you look at my running posts that have like my pace on them, they're so slow because I stop every time I see a good mailbox and take a picture. So it looks like I'm running like a 14-minute mile because I stop for like 20 seconds every 4 houses to take a picture. But yeah, there will be good mailbox posts on Keys Mailboxes, the Instagram account. Yeah, Chief Brody is thick. That's a nice way to put it. He's kind of chubby. He weighs 98. He should probably weigh 85, maybe 80. But like I said, he's lost 25 or 30 pounds. I think he was like 130 pounds when he came into the rescue. So we've got him on a diet, and he's slowly losing the weight. Humanity is good. I'm going to make him a mask and put that on him this week. We don't normally decorate him, but I think it would be good. Yeah, Brody is bigger than Queso. She was, I think, at her biggest around 90 pounds. And, when she was kind of finally down to her right weight, it was like 82 or 83. So Brody's actually bigger than Queso. What are you doing? Eating that coconut? Brody's doing a great job, for sure. The weirdest trait of all the dogs. So Vink is like really obsessed with staring at lights. So if you ever see her like looking off into the distance on the snaps, that's what she's doing. Everybody else is just sort of the normal kind of weird. Giordad is working. He's a lawyer. And so he is working down here in the Keys. He's working at home, but just as much as normal, pretty much. Guac is not on a diet. Hops is on like a lower calorie food, and she actually has chubbed up a bit. She's over there rolling in the grass. She needs to lose a few pounds, but Guac is on like regular food, and Vink is not trying to lose any weight, and actually Swizz has hit a pretty good weight too, so they're not trying to lose. We have them on a low calorie food because they both kind of gain weight easily, which I understand. But basically Hops and Brody are the only ones really actively trying to lose weight. The crazy neighbors are all being well behaved, thankfully, so they haven't made any problems for us. So the question about, are we going to do paw prints with Guac and Brody? Ellie and I are working on a #2 book. I have it on my to-do list actually to send it off to a publisher. We're going to try to get it like published with a real publisher instead of just self-publishing this time. And so if that ends up happening, we'll definitely do paw printed versions with them. I've written the text and Ellie has done sketches of a few. So it's basically going to be like rescue dog stories where everybody came from, with all the original dogs and then with all the new dogs too. So we're kind of working on it, but it would be great, to get it with a publisher because I think there's, real potential there for us to have like a little series, and it would be good to market even to, people who aren't fans of us on the internet. I think, they're fun kids' books. So we'll see. But, if they end up not being interested, we'll just self-publish it on Amazon like we did with the last one. And then we'll do another round of paw prints with Swizzle and Brody and Guac since they'll be in the new book. I have not met Blair Braverman and Quince Mountain in person. We talk about it sometimes. I have a friend who's getting married in Green Bay, Wisconsin. It was supposed to be this month, but they've postponed it a year because it doesn't look like they would have been able to hold it this year. So depending on what our schedules look like, maybe we'll drive up there in the GRV and bring the dogs to visit Blair and Quince if they're around next spring. But we haven't talked about that or sorted it. Katrina, if you want some Golden Ratio books for your classroom, just drop me a DM on Twitter or Instagram and I'll send you a couple. I've got some extras. Yeah, I need to do some merch for Brody and Swizz and Guac, so it's on my list. I'm having a little trouble focusing these days, but hopefully I'll get to it pretty soon. Decals for the RV, I really don't know. Like, I don't want it to look too cartoonish, but I also don't want it to look corporate, so I don't really know. I'm still thinking about it. We've had some people who have offered to like print vinyl stickers for us, decals, so we'll see. I just need to give it some thought about what I would like. Do you have the ball, Hops?
I got Brody and Squid.
You taking them up in the elevator?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll send the elevator back down.
Great. Kristen, I had no idea that you were a book editor who acquires children's books, but yeah, totally get in touch. That would be awesome. Like, I had found a publisher who does like social media related stuff who I thought might be good, but I have no contacts there. I was just basically going to blind send them a proposal. So if you think something would be good, that'd be awesome. Let me know. Yeah, we're going to definitely get a Tell Your Dog I Said Hi decal for the GRV.
Big boys.
I know, the sunset's really good, and then you can see Venus up there. And I don't know if the moon is up yet. That's on the other side. But we'll get some good moon pics tonight. I'm super pleased with the RV. Like now I go in there and I'm like, this isn't such a bad place to hang out. So it has made it better. Yeah. So the question, do I stargaze much in the Keys? Yeah, you can see the Milky Way just like you look up and you can see it. Like it's really dark down here on our key, especially. So you can see everything. Probably not tonight because the full moons are really bright. But yeah, I just sit out here sometimes and I'm like, wow, I can see the Milky Way. That's amazing. The dogs haven't really hung out in the RV. Like they've come in a few times, but most of the time I've been painting that I've been in there, so they haven't been allowed in because they just make a mess. As far as the quarantine, how are we doing? Like, I mean, pretty fine. I think as good as one can be doing. Like it's, all the normal stuff, like scary and anxious and uncertain and all of that. But, we're both still working our regular jobs. Like I do a lot of public speaking and traveling, and obviously that's all stopped. That's like 2/3 or 3/4 of my income. But hopefully it's just postponed, right? All the events I was going to do in the spring, they'll hopefully do in the fall. So it's more like shifting my income as opposed to canceling it. I've still got my university job, so I'm getting a paycheck every 2 weeks, and so is GR Dad. So, from that perspective, like we're both still employed. We've got, a good emergency fund saved up. And so it's not stressful in those practical life ways. And the Keys are pretty sparse. Like there's just not a lot of people down here. We don't have a lot of cases down here, and we mostly stay home except, once a week or so that I go grocery shopping. So the risk for us is a little bit lower. Yeah, I have one of those stargazing apps where you can like hold it up and point it at the sky and it tells you what stuff is. That's pretty cool. Yeah, unfortunately, all the events that I had scheduled for the spring have just been postponed. But I work with a speakers bureau who's sort of like a talent agency or like an agent for actors kind of thing. Like they book me for most stuff. And they're trying to get, me and all the speakers they handle booked at virtual events. So hopefully there will be a couple of those, which would be really nice. Yeah, the Keys are blocked to people coming in. So there's basically one road. There's kind of a side road. But once you leave Florida City, which is like the bottom of mainland Florida, you basically get on Route 1, and that's the only road into the Keys. And yeah, it's blocked. There's a checkpoint, and you have to have a hurricane reentry sticker or so those are because they'll, like if there's a hurricane that comes through, they close the Keys to people who don't live here to stop looting and stuff. So you have to have that on your car or other proof of residence. And if you don't, they don't let you in. And so, yeah, the Keys have been closed to everybody for, I think, 3 weeks. The spring breakers were here for a while, but they're gone, and all the hotels are closed. And they're like, even people who do like Airbnb or who rent their houses, like those rules are really strict. You can only rent your house out for 28 days at a time. You can't do short-term rentals in the Keys. But they're really cracking down on people who are flaunting that. So they arrested some guy, I think today we saw in Conch Life, who is still trying to rent his place out. But basically nobody can get in. So it makes it like a lot safer for us. They let in, delivery trucks and stuff, but nobody can come down here to like, go fish or take a day trip down from Miami where they have a lot more problems. So we're pretty well protected. So the video series I recorded, no, that's not going to be out for a while. We did 2 shoots for that in November out of 3. So it was going to be a series of 3 that'll be, I think, on CNN Money. We were supposed to be filming the 3rd one in the Netherlands this month in April. And so obviously that's not going to happen. And so we've got to wait till this is all over and then schedule a new one. And I don't know where it's going to be. I don't know if we'll end up going back to the Netherlands like we planned or if we'll do one in the US. But I did record a sort of an episode of a new series that's coming out on Netflix. And I was talking to the host of that. So I was a guest for one of the episodes on that, kind of talking about about my science. But 2 of the dogs are in that. Riley, I know, is in it. And then I don't know if it's Hopper or Maggie, I don't remember, but we like went to a park and filmed me and the host talking about science stuff for like 3 hours and played fetch with the dogs. So I was just talking to him yesterday and he said that it's done, like it's in the can, it's all edited and produced and been delivered to Netflix. And the original plan was that Netflix was going to release it in the summer, but obviously now everybody's binging everything on Netflix, so they may release it early, but we don't know. So as soon as that comes out, I'll put a post up for it, and there'll be a whole kind of hour episode, I think, that talks a lot about me, and the dogs will be in there, so that's pretty cool. Fun stuff GR Dad and I have been doing to keep ourselves entertained. I think we're in a little bit of a rut in that sense. Like we both kind of work all day. I'm still teaching online and doing some research, but my focus is a little bit fucked at this point. So I'm spending a little more time running than I normally would during the day. Like I ran 10 miles today, which takes me a couple hours. And so he works all day. So we kind of mostly on a regular work schedule with a little more workout time. And then, we kind of go into some version of our normal evening schedule. We have dinner together. And then, I think we both are just kind of stuck on social media most of the time. Occasionally we'll put a movie on, but like we love watching sports. There's no sports to watch. We've watched a lot of the stuff we wanted to catch up on. Sometimes we podcast. So tonight we're going to do a Golden Ratio bonus podcast about Tiger King because people keep asking us about it. And we'll probably do a running podcast. So Shannon, with respect to graduation, I have 45 people right now who are helping me with graphics because we're making like a title card for every single one of our 3,000 graduates. So that's a big undertaking. But if you have like a background in television film and like have ideas about editing or putting stuff together, I would love some help. Send me a DM. So I've kind of been working on, what's the little like short commencement speech I'm going to give. And I've got my academic regalia. I ordered a little lectern. And so I'm going to probably be shooting video next week for that, video of me. And then we've got like little mortar boards for the dogs and we'll get some cute shots of them. And it would be great to have some help like editing together that part. It should be relatively automated to put all of the names together with the title cards. It's just going to be a lot of work. Yeah, any of you who have like film editing experience, let me know. And everybody's going to be able to watch it if they're not graduating. So I'm trying to figure out how to break it up because we have 3,000 graduates. I'm reading everybody's name. If I did it all at once, it would be like 6 hours or something. So the ceremony part's going to be like probably not even 10 minutes since it's just me talking. And so we'll have that at the beginning of everything. And then I'm going to break it up. So the high school grads are going to have their own video. And then I'm grouping everybody by university. So like all the University of Wisconsin-Madison students I'm going to read together regardless of what their degrees are. And I'll probably break that up into a few chunks so they're like 2-hour streams, but we're going to put them all on YouTube and have an initial live stream. So the video will be pre-recorded, but I'll post it at a time where it's like everyone can tune in and stream it together because I think it would be nice to like have people like cheering on the graduates and sending up comments, especially when it's like, your university is going to come up in there that you may have graduated from. So once I've still got to work out all the details, but the plan is definitely to have like a fixed time where we do like the original airing on a live stream. Everybody can come in and then of course we'll have those videos posted long term if anybody can't get in and join. Are the dogs getting degrees? I don't know. Maybe I should do that. That's a good idea. We've got a great Golden Ratio University logo that, so it's all the people who are helping me right now, like the 45 people, they're all like graphic designers and Photoshop people. So I was like, could one of you make like a Golden Ratio University seal? And they did like amazing work. So I'm getting like a big one printed to go on the little lectern that I ordered. So it should look sort of official. Yeah, Vink definitely does not go to class. Do you have the ball? It's so dark now. Okay, let's do a couple more throws and then we'll go in. I love the so you think you're a big man medal for the virtual runs in May. It makes me laugh every time I see it. All right, guys. Well, I'm getting eaten alive by like sparrow-sized mosquitoes, despite my my bug spray. Oh, that's my neighbor's. So you can't really see the fence now. That white light is the edge of the fence. So that's their boat on a boat lift over there. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna go inside so I don't get eaten anymore by mosquitoes and dry these dogs off. Thanks for joining us. We'll try to do this again tomorrow. Bye, everybody.